This is Eric Conklin, Deputy Chief of Operations with the Florida Division of Emergency Management with the State Watch Office Daily Situation Report for Friday, December 12th, 2008. The State Emergency Operations Center is currently at Activation Level 3, or monitoring. For our statewide weather update, here's Division Meteorologist Amy Godsey. Amy?
Thank you, Eric. The strong storm system that went through the state on Thursday and brought a cold front through the area will lift rapidly northeast today. While the cold front is currently well east of Florida, a secondary cold front will sweep through central and south Florida this morning, bringing a few showers to the area. However, those will quickly dissipate through the morning hours as high pressure quickly moves into the region in the wake of the front. High pressure will also bring cooler and drier conditions into the state today, which will enhance the fire weather threat across North Florida. A red flag warning is in effect today for the eastern panhandle, the Big Bend, and the western portions of the Suwannee Valley due to low humidity values expected this afternoon. Similar conditions are expected on Saturday, and fire weather watches are in effect for the same areas. Strong northwest winds this morning will continue to cause problems across vulnerable coastal areas of the Florida Panhandle and Florida West Coast this morning. Lingering large westerly ocean swells will also continue along western-facing beaches along the Florida Panhandle and West Coast, and a high surf warning remains in effect for the beaches of Walton, Bay, Gulf, and Franklin counties until 10 a.m. Eastern or 9 a.m. Central Time this morning. A high surf advisory also remains in effect along the west coast between Pasco and Lee counties until 10 p.m. this evening. A coastal flood warning also remains in effect for Gulf County until 9 a.m. Central Time, as high waves have caused considerable beach erosion along the Gulf Coast. As winds diminish later today and tonight, conditions will gradually improve along the coast. However, a high risk of rip currents is expected to continue at most Gulf Coast beaches today. Tonight, cold overnight lows in the 30s are expected for North Florida, while generally mid-30s are expected for the Suwannee Valley and coastal panhandle locations. Patchy frost is also possible. However, a few inland areas in the Florida Big Bend and Panhandle, mainly in the colder areas near Tallahassee and Crestview, could reach the freezing mark, with patchy frost also possible by Saturday morning. The heavy rainfall amounts that have come across the state over the past few days have resulted in local river rises across portions of northwest Florida. A flood warning is in effect for the Shoal over the next week. Also, because of the high rainfall values, the Keach Byram Drought Index has fallen statewide to an average of 451 on a scale of 0 to 800. KBDI values in the Panhandle have fallen 100 to 300 points and are now generally near the zero mark. However, rainfall amounts in the peninsula will provide a little relief to the drying soils.
Thank you, Amy. The State Watch Office will continue to monitor all weather conditions and coordinate any state response activities as needed. Here's some within the state, along with the Farley Nuclear Power Plant in Alabama, are operating at 100%. All other sectors are reporting no issues. The Florida Division of Emergency Management would like to remind Floridians to practice fire safety this weekend. With developing drought conditions in the Florida Peninsula and favorable atmospheric conditions for the spread of wildfires statewide, residents should properly extinguish all open flames, including cigarettes and campfires. Indoor fire safety with space heaters is also important during the cold weather season. For fire safety tips, visit www.usfa.dhs.gov/citizens. That's all we have for today. This has been the Florida Division of Emergency Management State Watch Office with your daily situation report. Have a safe day.